All right, guys, what's going on? Brian, good morning.
What's up, bro?
Good to see you, buddy. Good to
going?
see you.
How's it going?
Going well. We're just going to do a quick case study. We're going to give it another minute or two and wait until 11. That's what time we were going to get this started. But today, Brian and I are going to demonstrate a case study of a deal that we just closed yesterday. And we're going to just do a little Google Street View of this street. And we're going to talk about this deal. And as you can see, you got a park across the street, a big parking lot, but you got a boarded up house here. The subject property's boarded up.
Yeah.
I don't know if these are vacant or lived in right up here. This one's got broken windows. This one looks like it's probably vacant.
Got a vacant one next
door to it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that one looks like it's maybe lived in. But for the most part, you know, this is kind of a rough little street.
The street was rough. Collective, the area is up and coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Give it one more minute here, guys. Thanks for joining us this morning. And let's go ahead and jump in. So today we're going to do a quick case study. And this is going to be about a deal that we just closed yesterday. It wasn't a home run deal, guys, but a deal's a deal, especially when you don't have to work very hard to do those deals, right?
That's right.
In this scenario, tell us about the deal. Let's have you explain what's going on. Total deal profit was $3,500. So again, wasn't a home run, but $3,500 is $3,500. I mean, that's money in the bank, right?
Absolutely.
So how'd you guys find this deal? Let's hear it.
We went driving for dollars. We farmed this area, this neighborhood we chose, and we spent a couple hours, filled up the gas tank, and we went out and started taking down these addresses. I remember this property specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the addresses you take down, you don't always know if it's a deal right away, but you take down the addresses, you give the sellers a call.
Absolutely.
So with this one, we gave the seller a call. We took a chance and found out that she had plans for the property that she could not follow through on.
Okay. So this is the subject property right here, 5959 Julian. So this was driving for dollars. Whoop, I don't know what I did there. Driving for dollars. And how long ago did you guys find this deal? I'm actually going to tell you because I'm curious. But it was actually on February 23rd, so 5 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when you guys went out. You did your driving for dollars. I love it. I love it. I love it. So drove for dollars. Let's take a look at the property real quick. The value on PropStream is $10K. It looks like at one time, well, that's too recent, so that's not really going to work. But anyway, this is a property that only has a value of $10,000. So this isn't like a neighborhood that's, crazy expensive. This is a vacant house you guys found for driving for dollars with an estimated value of only $10K. So let's take a look at some of just the comparables real quick because I'm just kind of curious to see if we have a lot of other properties that are selling in that range, and we do. From first look, we have a 13, 11, a 4,500. So it's not uncommon to have a property sell in this area for these low prices.
Yeah.
I love it. Very cool. So again, guys, this is the subject property here. It's 4949 Julian. So again, drove for dollars, and what happened next?
Well, after that, we were able to get in contact with the seller.
Okay. So look at this, guys. I'm doing a screen share. Look at all these numbers that we tried to locate the seller. Travis was working this with Brian.
Correct.
Travis pulled up all these numbers. Couldn't get a hold of them. Wes works for us as well. Pulled up more numbers. It says, please call mobiles. Even got more numbers. Finally got a hold of her. So look at this. This is really important. From the time that we entered it in, that's 5 months ago, to the time that we actually got a hold of her, 2 months ago. That was a 3-month period, bro.
Yeah.
So you guys did this in the last 2 months, really, then?
Correct.
But you got the lead a minute ago. Okay, cool.
Correct.
So entered in all this information, got a hold of her. It looks like we have, it's a single-family vacant property, no AC, needs a total rehab, including the roof. Got her number and her name and her email, it looks like. Call about access, and then Brian steps in. And he says this lady wants to show it, so Brian confirms and goes and shows it. So we're going to stop there. We're going to go to these pictures. So these are the pictures you took, right?
Yep.
Cool. So you went out. So you drove for dollars first. We added the lead into the system. We skip traced it. It took us 3 months to contact her.
Yeah.
And then we got a hold of her, and then you're like, cool, I'm going to go right back out. So these are the pictures of the property. Let's just kind of go through. There's not a ton of them, so we can kind of look at them in detail. Boarded up. Somebody's keeping the grass cut, though, which is kind of good, you know?
Yeah.
Something to think about, you know? Like, somebody's doing that.
Operating costs.
I guess, right? So was she handling that?
She was.
So that was a pain point then.
Yeah, she was having to pay somebody to cut that for her at least once a month to avoid getting fined.
But the cool thing is it's a brick building, right? Maybe not the best neighborhood, but it's not going anywhere. It doesn't look like it's leaning or falling down. Yes, it needs a roof and windows and everything, but the bricks are there and they're in good shape from the pictures that we're looking at.
Yeah.
So, you know, this building's always going to have some value, even though it needs a lot. So the deck's completely missing, boarded up windows. At one time, it looks like they had vinyl. Maybe that's what I can't really tell. So you can see here that we have just a property that, you know, is needing total repair. Look at the backyard.
Yeah.
Bushes are overgrown
It's
everywhere.
A forest.
It's a forest back there. Let's go back to our big pictures here. So on the inside, let's see if we can't zoom in a little bit. On the inside, you can see, I mean, it's just gutted. Panels missing, the front cover. You got holes in the drywall. It looks like there's ceiling insulation all on the floor because the ceiling's probably... So what happened most likely is the roof was leaking and it leaked through everywhere, and then everything just started collapsing inward and crumbling down. And it's been vacant for how long approximately?
About since 2016.
So 4 years, guys. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you can see, I mean, this house needs a lot of work. A lot of work. So let's go back over here to the CRM. And it looks like, let's see here. You went and you added the photos. That's the link we just looked at. And then what happened? How did the offer process go? It looks like we have a bunch of notifications about sending offers to her. You and Travis had a conversation, I would imagine, with her. How'd that go?
Correct. Yeah, her asking price at the time was right around $7,500, and after viewing it, we just let her know that we want to do a deal. We want to help her out. We want to purchase it and make it look brand new. I said we just can't do it at that price.
Got it.
We were able to agree to terms at a lesser price. I think it was around five grand, and we were able to get it under contract.
Awesome. So basically what you guys did was you drove for dollars, you located a motivated seller, we went out, we took pictures. She was asking how much again?
$7,500.
She was asking $7,500, and you offered how much?
$5 grand.
$5,000.
Yes.
So it wasn't even a whole lot less, but it was a discount.
Correct.
Right. When you guys offered that, did you guys have intentions of buying it, or were you guys transparent with the seller to say, listen, we're going to try to find a partner on this deal?
We told her we were interested in buying as if we are the buyers.
Okay. Probably because it was just a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got it.
And it was a good deal, so she was totally content with that agreement, and she wanted to make it happen.
She was motivated. She was motivated. Okay. So then how'd you guys dispo this deal? What did you guys do to sell it? So you got it under contract with this lady at $5,000. You saw value in the deal. You listed it on the MLS, I'm assuming, at this rate?
Correct. Yeah. So we went through a couple different avenues to get it marketed.
Did you try off market at all too, or no?
Not really. No, we just went straight to MLS.
And in certain neighborhoods and in certain areas, that's not necessarily a bad approach.
Mm-hmm.
Reason is because there's maybe limited buyers in certain areas. So let's go to our map. This is the actual subject property. You know, if we back out, and I'm not saying it's like a war zone necessarily, but maybe. I don't know this neighborhood that well. So you're really close to Forest Park. See, these streets up in this area are like, one is really good and one's really bad. So this particular street probably wasn't one of the good ones. But that's okay. I love it, man. I love it.
Not far from a good street.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So you guys sent her the contract for $5,000. And then from there, you guys listed it on the MLS. How long did that process take?
Well, we weren't getting a lot of interest at first,
Mm-hmm.
so we kind of had to wait it out. We did ask the seller for a renewal of agreement, and we were able to get a couple interested parties in it, and we were able to get it under contract.
I love it. So just via the MLS listing. The total that you guys sold it for was how much?
$9,900.
$9,900. So that's a $4,500 gross profit.
Mm-hmm.
Probably had to pay some agents since it was listed, and then there's closing costs.
Yeah.
So the total that we are going to cash on this one, or actually deposited yesterday, was $3,500, guys.
Correct.
Again, not a home run deal, but $3,500 is $3,500, right? And we didn't have that much time invested. We drove for dollars, we skipped Tracer, but we found a motivated seller, and that's really where it all comes together.
Yeah.
You got to find that motivated seller, and you make them an offer, and you do what you can to help them. In this case, we went to the MLS, so this is kind of more of a wholesale. But either way, the point of it is, and if you look at a wholesale, we didn't have any of our own money invested. That's the key with wholesaling.
Correct.
So you can call it a wholesale, you can call it a wholesale. I look at it as a wholesale because we didn't have to buy it. We controlled the property with a contract and a contract alone. We didn't even give any earnest money to the title company. Instead, we got it sold and we took the end buyer's earnest money and we put it down. So we had $0 invested in this deal, guys.
Very true.
Super quick, instant case study. Brian, thanks for coming on today.
Thank you, man.
Let's do some more of these. Here's a check for you, my man.
My man.
Getting paid, getting paid. I love it. All right, guys, signing off.